Tell me something. You can go anywhere. Another timeline. Another universe. So why do you want to stay and fight to save this one?
Because this is the world where my mom lives. I'm not gonna lose her again. Time has a pattern that it can't help reliving. Different people, different worlds, drawn to each other like magnets. It's my face. You stole my face.
If you were to go into the past, you have no idea what the consequences can be.
Bruce, I could fix things.
You could also destroy everything.
This can't be happening. I completely broke the universe.
Zod, we've been waiting for you.
I created a world with no metahumans. And now there's no one to defend us.
Want some help?
Oh. You are?
Yeah. I'm Batman.
If I can't undo what I did, if I can't get back, there might not be a future. What's the play? Batman, what do we do?
We try not to die.
It's not Clark.
My name is Kara.
I'm
Well, we're Barry.
Barry, what are you doing? Our kids are gonna want to see this.
We're back. I had to play the good countdown intro music for nostalgia purposes. I hope you all heard that as it turned on. What's good, everybody? We're back on the channel. We're going to do the Flash watch along. The long awaited, the long asked for, the long demanded by some that I do this on my channel, and by golly, we're here. We're going to do it. We're going to watch the Flash movie right before Thanksgiving. I think it's a perfect Thanksgiving movie. I know, obviously, it's not a Thanksgiving movie, but it's perfect to watch during Thanksgiving with the family, with the friends, with the cousins, whatever, and just chill out, have a good time, watch some trippy stuff, try to make sense of all this, and then have a conversation afterwards about what the heck is going on with DC, which we're going to have a conversation about all that during the movie. I've probably seen this movie about 15 times, if not more. I don't know. I lost count. But it's not just me. Obviously, we got guests here. So let me bring in the first guest, my only guest right now, until a little bit later, Bat Dan. How we doing, Bat Dan? How we doing?
Santa Flash is back.
Santa Flash is real. Oh, my God. Making a list, checking it twice. Oh no! How you
And
doing,
if you
back
see my
there?
intro, you get that.
Yes,
Which you know
yes.
you have.
Obviously. Oh man, that's one of my favorite Justice League animated episodes because they follow Flash the whole time. But yeah, he's a great. That's one of the best. Santa Flash. Ah! How the
Yeah,
little
I
kids
love
going
that
crazy.
episode of Justice League, even if I don't like the actor anymore as a person. But I do love that episode.
Absolutely, man. But how you feeling today, man? How you feeling this Thanksgiving? And how you feel about watching the Flash movie again? How long has it been?
I don't know when I've last watched it. I have to tell you, I don't have a lot of time to watch movies anymore. It might, but I'm pumped to watch it now, though.
Yeah, it's it's crazy like how we don't have any time anymore. It feels like I got 2 to 3 hours to watch a movie. You're crazy. You're crazy. It's got to be, obviously Zack Snyder's Justice League. You just put that on, you can watch it. Oh, here's this scene, and then sit down for it, and get sucked in. Or if it's got to be like an appointment television, like Rebel Moon or something like that. Obviously, this new LAPD film that Zach is filming with Netflix. I'm gonna be watching that. But besides that, like I really ain't got time. I know you don't, but I'm watching so much sports. It's ridiculous. But why don't you have time? What are you up to recently? I know you did the Marvel discussion later or yesterday. I'm sorry about Spider-Man being the Thanksgiving movie, among other things, which I completely agree. It definitely is. But what have you been up to in your neck of the woods lately, Bat Dan?
Just work stuff. I've been very busy with work. I started a new job in my same company, so there's
There we
been
go.
that's been taking up a lot of time. And yeah, and basically just kind of that and decorating my place for Christmas and just doing a lot of real life stuff.
Me too, man. It's the busiest time of the year. It's also the most wonderful time of the year, the most busiest time of the year is at the same time. What up, Mama Bear? I'm like new to this, old to this. I haven't said hi to the chat yet, so welcome everybody in the chat. Anybody in the chat who's here to watch with us. Curly Ray, it's the Jimmy, man. He's gotta love that. The fact that that guy said that in the movie, because that's like his clip now. What's good, Curly Ray, though? I hope you're doing good. Time for some Flash. Damn right, Bat Dan. Yeah. Sin Havoc. Austin is live? Yeah. You got the notification like, what? No way, dude. Yes, that's real. I'm live. We're on my channel. Good evening, morning, everyone. Thank you for being here, Havoc. Thank you for being here, Curly Ray. I didn't even tell Sky. I didn't even tell Sky. It's hilarious. Yes, I'm live, dude. We're doing a Flash movie watch along. I need to pay my dues for this Flash movie and for these homies, for Josh and for Bat Dan, for doing the Flash movie on their channel. And I had to dip, I think, on both of them or just one of them. The first one, I think, I had a dip for. And I'm not going to dip on this one. We're going to be here, settled in, watching the Flash movie the whole time. But it's Josh's turn to be away from the stream for this time. So he's sent out the message. Thank you, Sin Havoc. He's the one who gets everybody here. He's the one who gets everybody here. We got a rant coming, by the way, from Bat Dan about this whole Ezra Miller stuff. So we're going to wait for that, though. We're going to wait for that. We gotta let the people file in before we get you going on Ezra Miller. But I was just talking to my lady a little bit earlier about what you're going to bring up at a point is that, we need the breaking news, retraction or has been like charges dismissed, charges dropped, whatever it is. Like we need that breaking news to be pumped out just as heavy. Because it's ridiculous and on all sides and in all stories. Like when there's a retraction or the facts are actually found and found truthful, those things to be breaking news is just as much as the hellacious whatever news for clickbait being brought up. So again, appreciate you being here, Havoc. But everybody who's here, hopefully you're here, you're ready and you have your Netflix ready. If you're here, let's be honest. You got Netflix. You're a part of these watch-alongs. You know how we do things here. Get your Netflix ready. Type in The Flash. And don't go to the series. Go to the movie. Because I know they have the series there too. Man, I feel like I'm in college again. Typing in The Flash and Netflix. Because that's all I used to do was watch the TV show on in college on Netflix. But that's hilarious. They have all the DC shows, of course. Arrow, Supergirl, Flash. This is leaving soon. Oh goodness, good thing we're watching this.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve it's leaving. Okay. All right, I'm gonna put it on all zeros. I'll fire it up. I'll wait for everybody in chat to say what up to everybody in chat. Yeah. Yo, Sky's hyped. Kids doing a stream. Yo, I'm hyped too, actually. I heard the good countdown music for the first time. Woo! That's just gonna be Syndicate Sports Network music. That's it.
Syndicate Sports Network, nice.
What did I say that? Yeah, dude. Syndicate Sports Network. That's what's up. That's what it's gonna be now, and I might just rename this channel Syndicate Sports Network, but that's to be determined on that. But I'm hyped for this. I'm hyped to rewatch this and see if there's anything that I didn't catch the first 20 times watching this movie. It sucks because when I was looking up this movie, or I'm sorry, looking up like desktop like wallpapers to get a sweet thumbnail, there's obviously a dope amount of like fan art out there, and people have basically made like fan art for the movie they wanted with like Reverse Flash and kind of having to be Flashpoint Paradox. Like the movie we could have had, and the actors that were there, they would have like performed like, I don't know, greatly to the nth degree. They would be Oscar worthy, honestly, in my mind, with the roles that were like carved out for them, having Thomas Wayne be there, having Cyborg be there. Like the potential for that was crazy. Having and I always forget her name, the lady from The Walking Dead who was Martha Wayne.
Lauren Cohan.
Lauren
Lauren's
Cohan.
first name.
Yes, I think you're right. Having her turn into the Joker instead in Flashpoint Paradox would have been, I think she would have pulled off that amazing. You know what I mean? Like that would have been a great role for her. So yeah, it just sucks to see some of the fan art that's out there and like the things that we could have had, and knowing that not only were executives behind the sabotage of this movie for so long, like Hamada and Emmerich and all them, but then to have at the very end have James Gunn literally actually come kick the teeth in of the Flash movie. It's kind of a huge punch in the face and left me with a really bad taste in my mouth over all of the things that Gunn has done to this fandom. Then you go and like when you stomp on my character, my guy, my hero, that really, pisses me off. And on the backside of everything Zach had done in 2 movies to make Flash like the sickest character of all time, who I see him as, you know what I'm saying? And I always have. Having Flash having Zach build the Flash up so much, and then having Gunn and others just tear it down completely, really left that awful taste in my mouth, among other things. But again, shout out to the chat. We got another guest filing in here. I think he's ready. I think he's ready to go. The trifecta has formed. I call it the Flash Squad. What's good? Josh Herrera in the building.
What up, Josh?
How we doing, man?
Homies? Love the shirts. Love the shirts.
Had to rep. He had his Flash shirt on first. I was like, oh, man, I see my closet right there. I'm going in, and what am I doing?
I actually got this Flash shirt when I was in LA at the Warner Brothers Studio Tour gift shop.
Oh, shit.
My man.
Hey, you should have made this movie a little bit better, but it's all good. As you walked out. How you doing tonight, Josh? How you feeling?
I'm doing good, man. Y'all could roast me. Y'all could roast me. I had to be, representing Barry, always late.
Always
I'm
late.
doing good.
We haven't even started.
Good. All right, good. I'm ready. I'm ready for, revisiting this movie. It's one of my favorite movies of 2023, other than Rebel Moon. So,
yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't even think about it, but yeah, the experience that we all had in the theater watching this movie too. I know I had like the Dolby surround, like 4 4X, 4K, whatever the hell it is, and other people being able to see it in IMAX and other things. Like they really brought and that's a credit to I think Andy Muschietti and the others who actually put in real work to this movie. They really brought you into the Speed Force and into the emotion of this movie. They gave you soul as much as the corporations and executive try to strip away everything from the Flash. We still had some great creators on this movie and made it great. Like every time I watch this movie, I still shed a tear without fail. It hits me every time. I know when it's coming. I know it's coming. I can think about it and be like, no, dude, don't talk to her. Just leave. But every time I know this movie's coming. So that means that in my mind, it's a drama, it's cinema. It does the purpose of what movies have always tried to, which is make you feel something that you didn't feel before. And when you leave the movie theater, you're like, all right, cool. As long as you don't stay for the after credit scenes, you're like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
That was pretty. I don't know what that was, but that was pretty cool. And that was nice. And I loved the fact that the Flash had this relationship with his mom and all that. Like, that does what movies do. So I'm excited as well to get back into this. I'm glad that you're finally here. We got a lot to talk about during the movie. We might as well just start this and just let it roll because we are. We're just gonna keep talking anyways. But what's good, everybody? I want to say hi to Terrence House guy real quick and Rafa Balde. I hope I'm saying that right. What's good? What's good? Thank you for being here. We are here, if you guys don't know, for the Flash movie watch along on Netflix. I didn't make a banner for it. That's hilarious. I don't even know I'm doing this. Yeah, dude, we're here. We're here. I'm gonna write this in real quick. So get your Netflixes popped up if you don't have it up already, and then search in the Flash. Right, the Flash. If you type that in, you'll see the movie. It says "Leaving Soon," a little card on it, a little red "Leaving Soon." That's a little point as to why we're watching it again. Let Netflix know, hey, we still love this stuff, even though we know you got to get rid of it or whatever. We still really love this stuff. We still love DC. We still love the live action. We love these characters that are in this movie also. Before, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about Sasha Calle. We'll bring that up. I got a lot to talk about with her and, my feelings before the movie on her, everything else. Sky, thank you for being here, man. Hey, throw the Flash movie on Netflix, bro. But let's get that going. You guys all good? You ready to start?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna 3, 2, 1, and then go. All right.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go. I don't have a keep your thumbs up video on this channel. Everything I've ever made in the last year has gone to everybody else, dude. I looked at my backgrounds. I had good countdown backgrounds in here and stuff. I'm like, geez, I can get rid of this stuff. Skywalker said they should animate the sequel to this. Said shit is getting moved up. No, they shouldn't, Sky. No, they shouldn't. Oh man.
But maybe Netflix will get their own version of this movie as the Netflix original.
That would be sweet. Oh, what am I doing, by the way? I made a background for this. Boom. And then I made this. Let's go.
Nice. Well, I never saw this stage, but.
Oh, shit. But I gotta say, I love Ezra Miller. He's great.
Yeah, same here. I've been very vocal about that, even.
Yes, you have.
And thank you, Josh, for joining me on that video.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I was going to say Flash and Christmas go together. So good job, Batman. You got the ambiance ready in the middle.
Thank you. Yeah, I even dressed myself as Santa Flash, like Justice League, the animated series.
Exactly. Oh, man. Classic.
I feel like Zach could like reference this, right? Like the Justice League having, adventures. Like I feel like, after JL 1, these like I feel like you have to have the suit, right? Because we know Barry was gonna get his Flashpoint suit at some point,
Yep.
and then he's gonna get destroyed. So which gives us the Nightmare timeline. So I feel like them working as a team could get referenced if the sequels wanted to.
Oh, absolutely. It depends on the kind of copyright or the kind of rights Netflix gets, because with ZSJL being its own IP, they may not be allowed to directly reference this movie, or the way I look at it, this version of the movie, I don't even look at it as canon to the Snyderverse. Not this version of the movie.
With the post credits
version without Gunn's notes. That's the canon version of the movie.
Yeah.
Without Gunn's notes and with Billy Crudup as Flash. I know they didn't film that, but until it's out there, anything can happen.
Yeah, Austin, this in that Dolby sound was wild.
I was like, oh my God. I was holding on to my fiance, like, ah! And I was also trying to see, like, is that the Rockies? Okay. Where is he going there now? Is this a Great Lake? What are we doing?
I thought in
I guess the Great Lakes do go far out, don't they? I keep thinking they're just a Midwest thing.
So I was trying to think of where Central City and Gotham are in relation to each other. I'm sure someone can actually look at that and reference it.
Well, it also depends too, like what they established in this universe too.
Exactly. Everything's all changing, but I would say DC is in the comics and the shows has done an amazing job of interconnecting everything. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Like you literally can just look back on the source material. Like, oh, where do they have everything positioned? Okay. And maybe that has a significance on the characters and everything that happens within the fucking universe, but that's just me.
All right.
Oh, I love this.
So good.
Falcone's idiot kid.
Who? Are we allowed to spoil Penguin? The pilot episode?
I haven't watched it, so go ahead. I'm not going to watch it.
Basically, who dies? The guy in the first episode of Penguin, Alberto Falcone. Penguin kills him in like the first 5 minutes of that episode, even.
Wow.
Instant Havoc. Don't forget they also have the Flying Fox, and also if you look at Barry's flashback memories, you see Aquaman pointing at him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like
Thanks for saving me from the sinkhole, Flash.
No respect.
So
no respect.
This shit's so funny.
I love Alfred's more involved role in the Justice League. Like he's actually acting as like the Flash's, for lack of a better term, Oracle. Like he's basically being
Mr. Allen.
He's kind of being like to the Flash what he is to Batman a little bit.
Oh, I gotta get something since we're approaching this scene.
I think I know what he's getting.
My Funko Pop.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Get that, Bad Dan. Looks epic.
I got it at the mall. One of the stores.
I mean,
so clean too. Yeah, that's sick, dude. I'm gonna find me some more. I recently just got a bunch of Rebel Moon Funko Pops.
Yeah, I still got my one Jimmy one. I also just need room to put my collectibles.
Yeah, I know. You start getting too much stuff. Like I don't have room for anything. Absolutely no room.
And I had to put a lot of mine away because of the Christmas to make room for the Christmas stuff. But I do have the Flash ornament on my tree, and it's from the movie. Same with Michael Keaton's Batman, which is advertised as from the Flash movie.
Oh, that's cool.
This one.
Hey,
Yes, that one.
let's go.
Tis the season.
Wait, Josh, do you leave that up all year?
It's appropriate. There's no Christmas. There's no Christmas hat on Batman. It's just
But
always
it's the
watching.
principle. It has the ornament string on it that makes it an ornament. You can't.
You
don't see it. You don't see it.
Rebels, Batman.
Oh boy.
Crime at Christmas, Batman.
Crime at Christmas time, bro. Sorry, I
But
didn't
yeah,
have
you
that
know, Austin
conversation.
put that in my intro. I decided to just go with it for my Christmas series.
All right, doing.
Let's go.
Say
All right,
Lord.
appreciate that.
Spread
Gotham
the good
City,
word.
right? I mean, you say that, Havoc, but sometimes I feel like Gotham City is in Chicago, but then when you watch BVS, Gotham City is across the bay from Metropolis. So
I would say in the Snyderverse / DCU, it's in New Jersey just because it's right across the bay from Metropolis.
right,
But like a lot of times it is Chicago, like the Dark Knight trilogy, Batwoman. They like use Chicago as the filming location.
right, and they use that area just in general in DC, like comics and the animated universe. Not necessarily calling it Chicago, but they'll use like the Midwest area and be like Gotham's here, and they'll just like be vague.
Right, yeah, I guess, you know, a lot of people might consider Chicago bigger than just what I consider Chicago. Which, for context, people, I'm actually in the Chicago area. I'm actually where the Bears are, I guess, now moving to officially. I swear they go back and forth on that so much. It's crazy.
Yeah, they don't have the official. All right, I'm gonna knock Cam real quick and eat, but I'm still here. I was making my dinner right before the stream, and seeing him just go to town on all this food is making me so hungry.
Hey,
I'm
you
not
are the Flash.
I'm not gonna lie at all. I'm right here though. I'm right here watching. Get that baby out of that microwave, Flash. What are you doing?
I mean, Barry would.
Ah,
It
he
was a
would.
way to save the baby to the. I'm just saying, all those people who showed those edited clips of the movie of Barry putting the baby in the microwave at the end.
Yo, shame on those people, dude. Shame on those
Especially
people who
'cause some of
reverse
these
the
accounts-
video.
Yeah, that was just ridiculous. It's like, if you don't want to watch the movie, fine, but like going out of your way to hate the movie just comes so juvenile. Like I wouldn't even do that for a certain Superman movie.
I might.
I don't know. I just don't want to stoop to that kind of level. I take Sky's method. If it fails on its own merit and no other reason. Maybe after it fails, then you can do the edited clips. Then it won't make a difference.
I mean, you can not like the baby like CGI, but I think everything else looks pretty darn awesome, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, and I talked with DJ at the director's cuts of Rebel Moon afterwards, and he was like about to spill a lot about the Flash, and then he got called by security, and I was like, oh crap. But
Damn.
you could tell he was proud of the movie. Like he started to say, like, oh yeah, like I really like enjoyed it, and then got pulled away basically. I get the babies, dude. Not, look 100% real all the time. They probably
Well,
should.
yeah, it's hard to use. You can't use stunt babies, like, because they're babies. They can't commit to.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. It's the people. The criticism wasn't like real criticism. It was just hatred and like bullshit. Like if you're gonna critique it, do it in good faith. Don't just come up with dumb shit.
I mean, most of my issues I have with this movie are from a certain studio head's notes, and even
Oh, right.
Like, even the cameos they do in that third act, I would have used archive footage instead of CGI. But that's just... But other than that, though, like, first act, don't really have any problems with. Second act, don't really have any problems with. It's really not till the third act where I notice anything, but nothing that makes me hate the movie overall. I still love this movie.
Yeah, me too.
Like, being a Batman fan, this part like put a huge smile on my face. Like, I was just grinning like ear to ear.
Me too. I'm like, I like Batman. I'm not a huge Batman fan, but I'm like, let's go. Let's first go. That's my Batman.
Just nonstop, you know. Gonna figure it out just like Barry would.
And he's evolved to doing crime fighting in the daytime, which, just saying, Batman the Animated Series, in the DCAU, he did plenty of day crime fighting and no one complained. It's like, what's he supposed to do if there's a dangerous weapon across town? Just be like, well, it's daytime, so I can't do anything about it.
I think the actor who played Alberto talked about this scene actually had some dialogue that was cut also. So, release the Muschietti cut.
Yep, Netflix. Buy that Muschietti cut. Can't.
She is Wonder Woman, dog.
She looks so good.
Yeah.
Like, I know she was the cameos for all the movies, but it made sense in my opinion. She's the most like beloved Justice League member. So
Right. And like feared in a way.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Plus, she has the best chemistry with Ben Affleck too.
Like, she has power over him in this scene.
Yeah, straight up, both of them.
And she's probably the only one who could get away with doing something like that to Batman. Like,
yep. Oh, it's a pleasure.
Yeah. There's no way to recover from that.
So good. Actually, now that I think about it, you're showing your collectible Bat, Dan. I got the variant of the.
There we go.
I think it has the more bluish color because the original had the black. So this is the
could you move the box up so we can see the bottom label of it just to verify? Yep. Okay. The Flash movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Interesting. I like it. Coolie Ray, I got the Kai, the Titus, and the Nemesis Funko Pops.
Nice.
I am not getting up to get them right now. I got burger hands.
Yeah, you don't want to get those collectibles all.
No, absolutely not. I'm getting sauce on them shits.
Very behavior.
I think another reason why I just enjoy this so much because of Ezra's portrayal of, like, I mean, I know he's playing Barry, but he's the perfect DCAU Flash, which is Wally West, but he's like Barry Allen. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a mix. He's
Even that Wally West was
mix.
a mix of Barry Allen.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I meant. It was Wally West, but it was Barry Allen at the same time. And he's Barry Allen, but he's Wally West at the same time.
Yeah. And it's like, people are trying to like diminish Ezra's amazing performance in this movie. And again, I don't normally like to compare other actors because I don't like to do that. But the only reason I do it with Grant Gustin is because so many of his fans are so obsessed with saying Grant Gustin should have been in this movie. He should have been the star of this movie. I'm like, he's good in the series. But Ezra's good in this, in the DCEU and Snyderverse. Like, I wouldn't want Ezra Miller interacting with Stephen Amell's Green Arrow. Why are you asking for Grant Gustin to be interacting with Ben Affleck's Batman? Stop it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm going to say, Grant Gustin's overrated. He's a good actor, but he's not like this phenomenal actor. Like, I'm going to say it. Ezra Miller's a better actor than Grant Gustin.
Listen, The greatest argument for that is the professionals who make the movies and TV shows, the people who let them do that and give them money to do that and own the companies that do that, chose to have Grant Gustin on TV and Ezra Miller in the movies. They did that. The people who are the experts, the professionals who make these movies, they chose to do it. So I'm gonna refer to their expertise. Now, in my opinion, I'm watching this movie right now and trying to put Grant Gustin in Ezra Miller's shoes, he wouldn't be able to do or act or capture the audience. That's one. The biggest thing about a movie is actually being drawn into it. And if you're not going to be able to do that as the lead role, I don't think Grant Gustin does. And my reference to that is, well, in the series, does he ever be a superhero by himself? Is how many times is he actually by himself in a scene? Like, he's always has help, always has a supporting actor or actress or somebody else there with him. It's not just him capturing your emotion and your attention. So I think there's a reason why the professionals who put people in these roles, led Grant to TV and led Ezra to the movies. And when I watch them myself as a lifelong Flash fan, Ezra is a better Flash. And that's just point blank. TV or movies, he's a better Flash. And if you put Grant Gustin in this role, he would have not have done as good as a job, and he wouldn't have made it through the movie with all the BS that Ezra had to deal with. And that's taking away all the drama that he made for himself. I'm saying all the stuff with the rewrites and the reshoots and the redo this and the fuck that movie, make a new movie. Oh, you wrote an entire movie with somebody else that's really compelling. No, actually, fuck that. And we still want you to star in our movie instead. I don't think that Grant Gustin has the mental fortitude to go through that. And we obviously saw what it did to Ezra Miller on the back end of that. So yeah, I don't think Grant Gustin has the gusto to get through that.
No. Yeah, he did a great job in the series, and I don't want to take that away from him, but and again, the only reason I even bring that up is that his fans pissed me off.
Oh yeah.
And to be honest, the CW cast got very entitled with like being in the Flash movie. It was like ridiculous how they were like, "Oh, I wasn't Grant Gustin." Like the CW actors were being like that too. Why wasn't Grant cast? Why wasn't there a cameo in this movie? It's like, guys, stop, stay in your lane.
I couldn't agree more. And then the thing is, like, we wouldn't be talking like this if the rhetoric from them didn't start that, fuck Ezra Miller, blah, blah, blah. We have to obviously defend our guy and then show you what facts are. And then, like, why the people who make these things did what they did. I mean, if you can't accept that, that's on you. It's not on us to explain it any further to you. But it's also not on you to go ahead and actively try and destroy somebody just because your guy didn't get in.
Yeah,
and was never even considered. Hold on, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. He was never even considered for the movie role, so let's stop there.
Yep, exactly. Zach had his vision. He had his own vision, and I don't even go as far as saying that if Henry Cavill was allowed to finish his story with Man of Steel 2 and ZSHL 2 and 3, I would have been in full support of He Who Shall Not Be Named casting his guy as Superman. I would have been, because Henry Cavill did his story. Why am I expecting another director to force Henry Cavill into his story now? I'm fair. I consider myself very fair. But it was what I was saying too, is like the way that they were pushing the allegations on Ezra Miller just because they wanted Grant Gustin. I mean, there were a lot of people doing that. It's like, you're going to destroy a man's reputation because you're that upset that your guy wasn't in the Flash movie. Yes. Exactly.
Very true.
I bet you if little Gunny Poo wasn't head of DC, I bet you they would have done the reshoots with Billy Crudup. See, I just don't think they bothered to do it at that point because they weren't continuing with it. So what's the point of doing that? But it would have been very. Go on, Josh.
No, I thought it was interesting that Zach, made his Vero post randomly about Billy Crudup right after the article dropped at the recast. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Says it all, I think.
Well, it says that when we get ZSJL 2 and 3, I think Zach's going to use his cast.
And his cast loves him, so it's mutually respected. Understanding. But shout out to all the cast members of this movie because they all did a phenomenal job. Even the young Ezra, I thought he did great.
Oh, yeah. And, young Ezra, well, he was probably the one actor who was very vocal against the backlash against Ezra Miller. He was, you could tell he was hurt by it.
Yeah. They all vouched for him too. Like no one really threw him under the bus. They all had a great working relationship with him.
Yeah.
I gotta turn this part up.
Yeah. The music, the music's so good.
And the bass of his footsteps.
Yeah, I got goosebumps, Austin. And I saw this in 4DX, so it's like
me too. Woo!
So good. All the running scenes. DJ cooked with this.
Yeah, and that's actually how a runner would run, people.
Yeah.
Tell him, Austin.
From a lifelong distance runner. Less friction.
Yeah, I'm curious what Sky dropped in your DM.
Oh my God.
So good.
The first time he was like, "Oh fuck, I gotta slow down."
Yeah. But I like how it's the blue, right? Like when things start getting crazy. Just
that
like
was
with
awesome.
lightning.
The extra fast.
Mhm. They talked. No, go ahead.
Go on. Oh, I was gonna say I didn't even mind the bad CGI here because to me it's just mirages you're seeing. It wouldn't necessarily need to look quote unquote real.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Wow, dude. They want to talk about CGI or whatever. I just saw a new level of detail I never saw before, which was you can see the order screen. You can see the order screen on the barista's computer screen.
Really?
Yeah, if you can't see what the orders are, but you can see the screen. I'm like, why do I see a computer screen right now? I'm like, oh man, it's the barista's screen.
Cooking. DJ cooked. And you can see the blue lightning in the distance. So he's using yellow lightning that Bruce suit, harnesses to kind of focus while the unstable lightning is on the outskirts.
I wonder if the Muschietti cut has him getting out of that the first time he does it, because it's kind of like an abrupt jump from that to go to this scene.
I would bet so. I mean, I think it's 4 hours of footage. I think it's like a whole Snyder cut worth of footage he has. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at Justice League and Zack Snyder's Justice League. I mean, look at how many scenes that were in Justice League, but just small little things improved in Zack Snyder's Justice League. So absolutely, the Flash has that. But this scene is probably like one of my favorite scenes in the movie right here.
Took the words, Batman. So good.
Just noticed the Easter egg. Neon sign in the background.
Yes, sir.
It's a Superman ship passing over Saturn. We see that scene in Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see it anymore, but
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
And I think it's something to do. The name of the store has something to do with Shazam. I think. Yeah, Wiz. I think it's Wiz Comics.
You know, I also love how 1 year on Batman Day, it wasn't this year, but last year, Andy Muschietti, he even posted a scene, the deleted Batfleck scene at the end. Or like filming that scene, not the actual scene itself, but the filming of that scene.
It's on like this making of special features that's on the DVD. Like you see the scene in like footage. So it's like, hey, they're telling you, yeah, Muschietti cut exists. I was glad that she came back too.
Yeah, and she even said like she was so thankful that Ezra supported her the whole way.
Mm-hmm. Zach vouched for her. Ezra vouched for her.
yeah.
He got back in.
Because I think she was technically cast by the original director of The Flash, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Rick.
I still can't believe they didn't cut this from the movie, honestly. That Ezra stealing beer just to clarify that they did.
Says it all. It was his neighbor's house.
It's the dumbest line of all time. I say it as much as I possibly can, and it's so funny to me because it's so stupid. The way he delivers it is perfect. He's so awesome, man. Beers, I keep them in my fridge. It's so stupid, man. It's so funny to me. Like, you're right. Why is that in the movie? But I'm glad that it is, dude.
Makes the character more interesting, you know?
Absolutely.
Diversifies it from the Justice League other members.
Yeah. When you see the behind the scenes footage of him talking about the Flash from BVS, you understand why he is so perfect in this role.
Agreed. I love the little eye movements when you can see him like thinking fast, you know, like he's doing. I think it's so
Yeah, which is always pisses me off because it's like, stop, Barry, stop.
Could you imagine how dope that planned sequel that Mikey Sutton scoop would have been? The Legion of Doom.
Legion of Doom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what Mikey scooped. That Flash 2, the villain was going to be the Legion of Doom.
Oh, right.
It would have been kind of like Civil War in the sense that it's a Flash movie with the Justice League, like Captain America Civil War was.
Oh man, that would have been so sick, dude. That would have been awesome.
That was probably like they were going to use, you know, Zach's Justice League 2 and kind of put it in the Flash when it came to the Legion of Doom, and then do other stuff with, you know, Zach stuff. But, you know, James Gunn had to say.
Yeah, I know.
And even after the reboot, Mikey was scooping that we still could have gotten that movie as an Elseworld. Because I remember on my birthday stream, he even said Ben Affleck might be back as Batman for the Flash sequel.
God bless that man.
Freaking Loudermilk. M&M's with the sweet product placement.
Right. All the promotional tags.
I know, right?
Oh, so Rick, however you pronounce his last name, wasn't the original director, I guess. Okay. Edgar Wright. Or, oh no, Edgar Wright and Rick started.
Is it
Okay.
Fukuyama?
Okay.
Fukuyama?
Yeah, Fukuyama or
Ah,
actually
poor
a cool
Barry.
way we could still idea for how we could still kind of get that his Flash movie is if they could do a Cyborg series and then have a two-parter episode to kind of be a version of that script with Cyborg and Flash teaming up because Cyborg was supposed to be a big part of the Flash movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
So just do a two-parter of that.
Please work.
Exactly, Sin Havoc. But, at the end of the day, our main ask is just to get the main story completed.
What?
Yeah. The purple, crazy, the effects. Barry.
I just realized, was that blue lightning he had that was around him?
Yeah, when he's not in the suit.
He wasn't in the suit.
Okay. Yep.
Muschietti paid attention.
Well, because basically, like Justice was supposed to be canon, and then when Muschietti saw the Snyder cut, he was like, "No, I can't make that movie canon."
So ridiculous. Bro.
Wow, the lightning looked perfect in ZSJL compared to that.
My guy Ezra has the hairiest body of all time. It's unreal.
Very handsome Jewish boy.
Yeah.
I don't drink
Yeah.
It's so funny. Ezra doesn't even look like that most of the time in real life. Mostly he's, as you
Yeah.
said, like the long hair, the beard. It's just so.
When I saw him in concert, he actually looked like Barry, like here. His hair was messed up a little bit, but pretty much the same haircut. So I was like, "Oh,
Did you see him in the concert?"
It's Barry.
he's the band I think is no longer playing, but Sons of an Illustrious Father. He came to Austin in 2018.
2000. Okay, he would have been done filming the Flash movie or Justice League by then, but he was also doing Fantastic Beasts. So
Yes, I think he's
might-
doing the second one. You're right.
Dumbledore's long lost American son.
I never knew where they were going with that.
segment right here shows Ezra's acting chops. The way he's able to play two completely different people so seamlessly at the same time.
Mhm.
That's not easy to do.
The haircut does a lot. The hairstyle, I think. And then, of course, the acting really makes it so believable. Thanks to Ezra.
Dude, he's such a great actor.
Like, that's the thing. My theater like was dying on these parts. Like, we were all having a great time. So if you went and you saw it in
See,
theater,
the movie was serious when it needed to be, and it was funny when it needed to be. But that's life. Life is not all serious or all funny. You're gonna have moments where that are funny and moments that are serious. But it never, the moments that were supposed to be serious were always serious.
and the tone makes sense for this character, Barry Allen. Like,
Plus, I think
It's
there,
the
I
Flash.
think the big reason I think for this version of young Barry is that I think Barry's on this version's on the autism spectrum. And I know it's it affects everyone differently, but I think basically since young Barry didn't have to grow up, because like you don't always grow up as fast if you're on that spectrum. Again, it's different for everyone. And I think whereas present day Barry was kind of forced to grow up without his mom and without his dad, this Barry never did. So that's why it's actually a very realistic portrayal.
yeah.
Besides, I have a date tonight. Yeah, dude. If I hit him so hard in the past, will it hurt me in the future? The type of thoughts you have is Flash, bro. Shout out to New Metal on the door and you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of Easter eggs actually in Oliver's room. September 29th.
One day before Ezra Miller's birthday.
Powers?
Powers. You see the V for Vendetta?
Just peeped it.
Yeah. Of course, so they're all Warner Brother movies that he likes.
Right, Pacific Rim.
I know the Scooby-Doo movie is on there too.
Matrix. So good.
Oh, that shit is so great.
I agree, Curly Ray.
Absolutely.
I thought this was a sweet scene too. Showing how he phases through everything.
I don't know what kind of role Ezra Miller's going to have in Rebel Moon. Mikey Sutton did say that.
Could see him
Ezra's gonna be in
being. I could see him being with the Imperium.
Oh yeah, being evil.
Working with the Mother World somehow.
He's gonna be evil, and Henry's gonna be evil.
Yeah.
And Ben Affleck.
He's gonna be like in between, I think, like Han Solo type character.
Oh yeah, ambiguous.
As didn't have to keep saying Cavill shot first.
Yep. Austin, did you ever give your thoughts on the Ezra still having his flash ring? Did you see that picture?
I don't think I did give my thoughts. Hold on a second. I want to watch this. I want to watch this scene first. I will give my thoughts in a second. But yeah, it is interesting, isn't it? Do you guys want to just real quick regale what you think back then as far as to why and what you think it means that he's still wearing his flash ring?
That he's still embracive of the Flash role, and that he may be getting called back soon.
It's a possibility, right? What do you think, Josh?
We are back.
Oh, he's being back. I got you. I also feel like, and part of this, the lightning is like, oh yeah, didn't have that last time.
I mean, if I had one of these, I wouldn't. So,
let's go.
I actually have the official like GameStop replica too. But yeah, I think it's awesome. I mean, Ezra is the Flash to me. He's one of the best parts of ZSJL, in my opinion. So,
and no matter what, it means that he's embracive of his role, no matter what.
Yes. I mean, there it is right there. There's his finger. That's one of the first things I saw when I watched this movie. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, I mean, to me, as a Flash guy, I think it means he loves the Flash. And he loves that he was the Flash and he still wants to be the Flash. That can be, very easy deductions. On the other end of it, though, as somebody who worked for the company that owns it and all that stuff, like, is there any type of legal ramifications of him wearing that ring since he was the employee and he's wearing company property and all that stuff? Like, is there anything to be said about that? And my question about that is, well, if there is, then it means he's allowed to wear it in some capacity for some reason. So that's gonna mean something. But yeah, I think to me, he's always gonna be Barry Allen, the Flash. Like, he makes Zack Snyder's Justice League as much as all of the other characters make it, right? Like, the way that movie is developed is like, if any one of those characters isn't in it, it doesn't make any sense. And I would say the vital part of that pie and piece of pie is the center, which is Barry Allen at the center of it all, being the Big Bang, saving the universe. Like, I know it might be a small that won the Oscars and all that, and it might be a small part of the movie, but like, you take out the Flash, like, the world ends. Everyone dies. And maybe people don't even have the thought to try and use the mother box to bring it back, because like it took him being like, who's gonna say it? I'm not gonna say it. So like, who knows? It's a big difference without him there, and without Ezra Miller acting in the role as well, and like diving as deep as he did into being the Flash. Seeing the behind the scenes of him and Ray Fisher hugging and stuff, and Ezra pranking Ray with his face all over Ray Fisher's dressing room, like, that's one of my favorite videos of all time.
Yeah.
I think Looney Tunes. I think that he wants to still be the Flash, and in a lot of ways, I feel like the work he's done personally on himself, within his family and his surroundings. Like, I feel like he's done the work to try and show that he is heroic in that sense, and he can be a role model at the same time.
Exactly. And Austin, I kind of want to add to what you just said. People keep saying, like, concerned about Ezra's mental health issues and, like, how can this guy be a superhero if he's, like, has all these issues and whatnot? How can he be a role model? And what I say to that is, if anything, that makes him a better role model, because think of how many kids struggle through mental health who have made mistakes. There's a lot of people who've done that, but Ezra took the work to get better. And what that's saying is that if even your favorite, one of your favorite actors, one of your favorite superheroes can get better, you can too.
Right. Absolutely. And that if the world can show him grace and forgiveness and give him a shot at redemption, then anybody else who might find themselves in a similar situation has a chance at it too.
Yep.
Plus, the world also wronged Ezra Miller. I mean, they made up way worse allegations, and if this is not the time, you can cut me off. But the fact is, the media was all in on all the controversies surrounding Ezra Miller. They announced every little thing. But the instant the main accuser, Chase Iron Eyes, retracted his statement, all these media outlets, all these YouTubers were dead silent. They were like, we don't need to talk about Ezra Miller anymore. No, you started talking about Ezra Miller. You started defaming him. So now you are responsible for updating the narrative that you started.
Yep.
And not doing that is evil. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that seems harsh, but if you are defaming someone and you know you're wrongly doing that, you are an evil person. I do not there is no way around that, because a person's reputation is one of the most important things that someone has, because that stays with them after death.
No, you couldn't have spoken more truly.
Thank you. And, I have that whole stream that Josh and I did on talk about both Barry Allen and Joker in one stream, in one action-packed stream. So check that out.
Absolutely.
Where we throw shade at Issa Rae. Sorry, it's Issa Rae.
Issa Rae.
Issa Rae.
But as I said, right when I woke up from my anesthesia, Ezra Miller is innocent, sells the jail to Netflix, sells Snyderverse to Netflix. But that's the first thing I said when I woke up from my medical procedure, after the anesthesia. The first thing I say, Ezra Miller is innocent. All these nurses are like wondering what.
Who?
Yeah. Well, because as much as us nerds know about this stuff, the reality is the general audience is not as aware of the controversy surrounding Ezra Miller as we may think.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Hold on a second. I'm gonna be AFK for a second.
I thought they did a good job, making it simplified with the multiverses, in my opinion, in this movie. I thought they did a very, with time travel and then also introducing alternate timelines too. The multiverse kind of made sense very quickly. And in-game kind of helped also.
Yeah.
Audience
exactly.
Primed,
But the spaghetti really helped.
Yep.
Honestly.
I thought it was good.
Or as I would explain it to someone, if you watch Rick and Morty, just say if you watch Rick and Morty.
It's very true. Zack Snyder watches Rick and Morty.
Yeah, actually, Dan Harmon, the co-creator of Rick and Morty, was talking about wanting Zack Snyder to direct an episode, not an episode, a Rick and Morty movie.
Yeah, I think he's talked about it too. I'm pretty sure. Somebody asked him about it, like IGN or somebody.
8% of the Snyder Cut was Batman dreaming. That was an actual quote from an episode of Rick and Morty.
Nice. What's your timestamp, Batman? I think mine froze for a second.
I'm at about 52:25. Zod just appeared.
Okay, cool. Yeah, good.
I may be like a second off because it didn't respond to me right away, and then it did respond, but then I hit play again when it did respond, and then paused it, but I did it pretty fast, so it's not too.
He's talking in the bar, right, Zod, or no?
Well, I mean, he was at the time you were talking. Now they're walking down the end.
I'm just noticed that he pounds a fucking shot right there.
Yeah.
I just noticed. He's like, fuck. Just down real quick. Yo,
even though alcohol is not supposed to affect the Flash.
It doesn't really, but sometimes you just need it. You need the feeling. Yeah, you need the release.
You get the taste at least.
Exactly. It's like, ugh.
Oh, really, Curly Red? I didn't know that either.
That's hilarious.
Cool.
He's like,
which again, that's another Rick and Morty character for those who don't know.
And he plays Fortnite. What?
Oh yeah, big nerd.
Zach's a real nerd. See, what I love about this scene is that in the Man of Steel timeline, Andy Muschietti uses Zack Snyder's color grade in this scene.
Mm-hmm. You can tell, right, Batman?
The exact same. Yeah.
Like, he had his own style, which I totally respect, but I like that when you go in like a Zack Snyder movie timeline, that's when he uses it. It's just so perfect. They don't.
This is how you honor the past.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hashtag honor the past. But nah, this was done perfectly in my estimation. And I would say another like shame on and FU to the people who clouded up every single critique of this movie beforehand. If it wasn't for Sky and like for people like you, Josh, mainly Sky at the very beginning when he saw the first screening of this, I was hyped because he really enjoyed it. I was like, all right, sweet. That makes me happy because people, if I would just listened to, what the internet was saying about this movie, I would have been, I was in a spot where I was just like, what's wrong with this movie? The whole time I was like, what is wrong with this movie? Rather than just enjoying it like I should have, excuse me, I was just like, I don't see what's wrong with this movie. And then even that part where I'm like, oh, it's the Man of Steel scene. Man of Steel's canon. Let's fucking go.
Exactly. It made me interested where these characters would probably have gone in a Flash sequel. Like,
yeah,
we would have gotten it too.
Very much so.
Well, I'm sure it would have taken place a lot more in present day Central City. Plus, one of them is actually a villain in the Flash comics, Dr. Alchemy.
Yep.
Sure, there's going to be like a little love triangle, maybe, possibly. And I appreciated these little nods, right? Like the little cameos here and there.
I loved it.
Boba Fett. Even if Aquaman the movie can't really be canon to the Snyderverse without crazy mental gymnastics, it's still kind of cool to see that scene.
Oh,
This is one of the funniest parts of the movie.
yeah. It's all wrong.
Which actually did almost happen, though. Eric Stoltz was almost Marty McFly. He even filmed scenes.
This is one of Mikey's like favorite references of the film too. He loved this part.
Got Batman to watch Back to the Future finally.
Yeah. Zon and I did a watch party on my channel. It's the first time I've ever watched Back to the Future.
He exists, right? Hundo P.
Hundo.
You know what's funny? When we were watching, before this movie came out, people were so concerned that this was basically going to be a Batman movie. But we're over an hour into this movie, and Batman hasn't. We haven't even seen Michael Keaton's Batman yet.
Like, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I was very worried as a Batman, or as a Flash fan. I'm like, oh, great, fucking Batman, this movie up. But nah, that was very naive of me.
Well, I mean, they had to kind of advertise it that way because, unfortunately, with the controversy, they were trying to hide Ezra as much as possible. Right or wrong, fair or unfair, that's what they were doing.
Part of that reaction though is, I was mad because we knew already what the previous movies were supposed to be. You know, none of it had Batman as much in it, so I'm like, oh, here we fucking go. Also, love this scene as well.
Have to.
Great music choice, especially for the age group that Batman's supposed to be. You're good.
I watched Batman 89 on Batman Day week, and I was really, because of this movie, paying attention, and they did a great job in this movie, like recreating the layout. It's not 100% accurate, but it's like pretty damn good.
Faithful enough, yeah.
Yeah.
But luckily, it doesn't need to be 100% accurate because it's a time shift. It's a brand new timeline.
Exactly.
What?
One of Sky's favorite parts. Banana.
Same thing as the first Batman Flash meeting.
Yeah.
And catches it.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Nice.
Yeah. Batarang, frying pan, same thing.
Yep, same exact thing. And Barry had the same face.
He did. He recreated that. Ezra really pulled a throwback.
Except if you notice, it was on the opposite side of his body. Because we're in another universe.
Yep. History rhymes, right?
Yeah, it's great when everything makes sense, until you get to the very end of the movie where you're like, who the fuck?
It's like one of the worst post-credit scenes experiences I think I've ever had. I'm no lie. Like out of all the post-credit scenes.
Yeah.
Probably like one of the least favorite. I'm just you're right, Austin. Be like, y'all just go home. Just don't.
Yeah. Go home.
Because it never landed. And I saw The Flash multiple times, paid to see it multiple times. And I saw it free multiple times. Never landed.
Yeah. Just leave. I told that every single screening I went to, I told people to leave. Don't stay. It's not worth it.
Yeah, I know. I watch it just because of kind of like my OCD, where it's like I have to I'm a completionist, unfortunately, but yeah, I don't like that. Like definitely one part I don't defend about this movie is that post-credit scene, but that was definitely the Aquaman of Aquaman 2, though. I can definitely tell you that was 100% the Aquaman of Aquaman 2.
We don't have to watch it on this stream, Austin, if you don't want to.
This explanation is so perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But you wonder, how does he know this?
Mm-hmm. Batman would know, right?
He just said the line again, by the way. Maybe some other time.
Yeah, you're right. Makes sense.
It's a crapshoot.
I always wanted spaghetti on the scene.
I know, right?
It's my favorite thing, too. My mom makes.
I wouldn't even like that. I don't like spaghetti sauce. I would just barf eating that. I'm a picky eater. I'm a very picky eater.
I haven't seen Aquaman 2 either yet. I probably never will.
Don't need to.
I don't know why I said yet. I never will.
You know, I'm gonna get a lot of heat for saying this, but you know what my favorite part of Aquaman 2 was?
Amber
Heard.
She's great. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I
and the little that she's in.
Where Jason Momoa, his portrayal was just awful as Aquaman. He was an idiot. I mean, he was a complete dumbass for the sake of comedy. I'm like,
which is, he sold out.
You know, I try not to be too hard on actors for payday because we're fans at the end of the day. We don't know people's financial situations. And I mean, if my job told me that I could not do something I could not do something Snyderverse related or else I get fired, I can't say that I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I still want to see Jason Momoa back as Aquaman in Snyder's universe.
Same here.
Me too. Just want him yipping and yelling like he was before.
Yeah, but show that for Snyder next time. Well, so I'm probably not even going to see that movie that he's supposed to be in.
So good.
I agree with you, Curly Ray. I'm kind of like, at this point, I just want ZSJL 2 and 3 already. I'm impatient. Like,
Yeah, nothing else should come out but that.
the only thing I could forgive coming out before ZSJL 2 and 3 at this point is the Batfleck movie. And that's only because
Oh yeah.
with certain things that happen, it might need to. If I mean, again, I know we're not supposed to get too greedy here, but we also need, ask for it all, take what Netflix can give you.
Right.
Okay, I cannot say I would be reacting any differently in young Ezra's situation, young Barry's situation. I would not be reacting any differently. I would be freaking out like that too.
Oh yeah.
Freaking Batcave. I mean, we needed a little bit more Batmobile, in my personal opinion, but it's fine. It's not
Yeah.
a Batman movie, right? It's not
Exactly.
a Batman.
We don't have vehicles in this. We run places. Okay.
Right. We go into this.
The only time we're in a vehicle is when we're flying. Okay.
Knowing Bruce, though, he'd probably have a Speed Force compatible Batmobile. So
Something that'll contain the Flash.
right, a Batwing or something.
Speedwing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Joker. And yes, the early Ray, absolutely. I actually, when I saw this movie, I even said this was my favorite portrayal of Michael Keaton Batman. It's in this movie, not his other two movies, not his Batman movies. It's this one. And the choreography is a big reason why.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and to be fair, there was limitations back then in the late 80s, early 90s. Oh, okay. I'm going to shut up right now. This. I love this scene. This is, I think, one of Ezra's best acting scenes. It's this movie right here. Just both of them.
Mm. And knowing that he acted both parts.
I would probably hate my younger self too, honestly, if I had to interact with him.
Oof. Big time. Man. Such a rough scene. Man, this part of the movie.
See, this is definitely a movie that's really carried by performances.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, that's when the criticism becomes disingenuous. When you're trying to say the performances were bad, that's when I know that you don't have real criticism, if that's what you're saying. Like,
Yeah, you're being disingenuous.
like I'm gonna even say it. Like, as much as I don't like Wonder Woman 1984, the one thing I don't criticize about that movie is the performances. I'm not gonna lie and say, because that's what people need to realize. You can not like a movie, but like aspects of a movie. You can like a movie and not like aspects of a movie. Both of those things are possible.
I love how the Wayne Enterprises matches his original Wayne Enterprises.
Andy Muschietti pays attention to the details.
The goat's on fire.
Right? Because this Barry can't carry people without incinerating them.
Yeah.
Do you know what's, I just kind of thought of though? You know how early in the movie Barry, he faces through the floor into this neighbor's place?
Yeah.
What if he was on the first floor when that happened?
Basement.
But like, what if it was like no?
I know, ground. Yeah. I don't know. He ends up in the dirt.
Yep.
You're Batman.
So good.
Meanwhile, Arbery's just like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, he's like, now we can do this. We got this. Of course, he needs a new Batwing. 89, that one got destroyed, so he's gonna have a different model.
Right. Something a little different. But still hasn't used it in a while.
Yeah. And I love that transition too. Just
Yeah, me too. I was like, oh, okay.
It's fast, just like the Flash would.
We're in it. Yeah.
Oh, this next part too, I love.
So this is the part I think where there's dialogue. Maybe here when they are talking about him going back in time before to try to stop himself from killing Thug in front of his son.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So this Bruce, they allude that he tried time traveling before, which is how he knows.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. It was in that scene.
Batman point. I just love that. Like, he's like they didn't realize they're strapped to their parachutes. That would just freak me out all of a sudden. I mean, at least when I did go skydiving, I knew I was gonna do it. It wasn't like on the plane and all of a sudden.
I know. It's just superhero shit, bro. I love the Batman tech. It's old but new.
Mm-hmm. Still works. Still got it.
Exactly. If you're used to a certain thing, it's hard to stop. Like,
they did physics good, right? Like they
did.
made it work for his suit and his design and his Batman.
Well, you have to. If Andy Muschietti is gonna try to claim this movie as part of Zack Snyder's world, it has to follow physics.
Yep. Exactly.
Which makes the movie so much better.
Agreed. It's my favorite part. It looks like a velociraptor. Like.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
And then
just watch it instead of catching it.
yeah.
Just bent over, holding hands. What did you do?
Oh, we got two people just joined us.
You're good, guys. You're good. I can get you pull up the Flash on Netflix. We get you a timestamp.
Batman's owning right now.
Thanks for showing up, DC Talk in Qatar, as always.
Such good physics, right? So seamless.
Oh.
Love the ricochet.
Yo. He kicked him so hard, he knocked him out. It's crazy.
Let's
That's
go.
what I say. Like, this is the best time Michael Keaton has fought as Batman.
Yeah.
Like, this was actually a fighter.
Oh yeah. Big scrotum.
Fucking Blackberry.
With a flip phone. He's so annoying. It's like
What's funny though is that a lot of like with modern security measures, a lot of like flashes, that whole like doing all the codes really fast wouldn't work because certain things they lock you out after a certain amount of wrong attempts.
Yeah.
So
hey, Soviet issued. So, but yes, I agree.
is it on Netflix for you, Qatar? Because I know you're in the Philippines.
That's what we're watching, brother.
It is here. This gave me like Injustice vibes. I don't know if y'all have seen those cutscenes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I played both games too.
And of course, Red Sun, obviously. Mix of those two. One of the best parts of the movie, in my opinion. But y'all remember, actually, we see that shot in the teaser of him looking up at Supergirl, like in the contraption. And when we see her here, she's out of it.
Right.
Y'all remember that? So
Yeah.
we're missing something because they see her in locked up. And then at some point she gets out and then they go up to her. But initially the red lights are on and they turn them off and take her out.
Jabroni.
Oh yeah, yep. Barry's lightning is yellow now, right? Because he's wearing that suit.
I love the cape shield.
Still works. Tom and Dips.
Approaching 1 hour, 21 minutes, and we'll just say 22 minutes. 1 hour.
Yeah, 1 hour 22.
It's impossible to do a perfect timestamp because it changes every second.
Yeah. 22, 23. Batman's flying down right now.
Yep. Batman's
doing the ill roll.
wrecking shop.
The scrotum's falling.
Let's go. Release the scrotum.
Yeah. It's lucky his cape didn't get caught.
Right? I know. Has
It's a fair statement.
Yeah, don't assume you're bulletproof unless you're told you're bulletproof. Why would you?
You're just fast, dumbass.
I need this.
I wish I had speed healing. I could not do that math quickly.
I love how they get on it. They're like, oh yeah, this is how much. Like they just know. Oh,
The
messed up.
sun.
Yep, guitar. If you saw my Spider-Man stream, I officially transitioned over to Crime at Christmas Time setting.
Smirnoff Ice, he goes. Oh shit.
Hey. When you first see her in the sky, I don't know if y'all also in Justice 2, Supergirl had a haircut very similar to Sasha Calle's.
Oh, really? I didn't notice that.
In the silhouette, like it very much reminded me of that Supergirl.
And you know, she's gonna be on Netflix too with our Batman.
They're filming right now. Yep.
Isn't that interesting?
I wonder if Ben Affleck's trying to get her to establish a relationship with her with Netflix for a certain reason.
So, yeah, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
I mean, just saying, Zack Snyder didn't have to use Jared Leto as Joker technically. Its Snyder Cut wasn't canon, and that was additional photography. So he could have just used his own Joker, but he chose to use Jared Leto. So what's stopping him from using Sasha Calle? We did see that in Solo, Barry.
Sasha Calle, such a great actress. I was so mad.
Havoc?
They already have an established relationship? Oh?
Are you... Wait, are you...
What are you referring to, big guy?
Okay, yeah, this scene right here for Michael Keaton.
So good. One of my favorites. My favorite scene of his, actually.
It's pumped up again, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too bad Michael Keaton couldn't make the Flash premiere party, because then you could have gotten like a shot of both Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck.
Mm-hmm.
But he was doing Beetlejuice, which I've never seen either.
What? I actually just watched it last year, so I can't. It's good.
I gotta watch the second one. Mm-hmm.
I really felt bad for Sasha Calle when that article came out.
Yeah. She was, I mean, all the reviews like loved her. She was one of the highlights of the movie, I think, for most people.
Yeah. Exactly. She was.
Clark.
I was
And I
worried.
think
Go ahead.
go on.
I was worried that they were gonna be like complicating her story because we didn't know if she was like a daughter of like some people were saying she was the daughter of Christopher Reeves, but then she had and I was like, wait, what?
Right.
All kinds of rumors. I was really pleased with how they just like she exists, but
That's
Calle-
what
yeah.
that's what I felt too. Like, and that's what I meant by a little earlier. I was talking in the stream. Everybody else convoluted this movie for me, so that when I was watching it, I was like, "Why is this bad? What's wrong with this movie? What's wrong with this movie?" And even the backstory of her of Supergirl, it's like all the rumors convoluted what she actually was in this movie, and what she was perfect for this movie.
Mhm.
Yeah, the comic origin.
Like
She's Kyle's cousin.
right,
Nothing
and
more, nothing.
the way that they did it, like we don't know, and we may not ever see her again, and it doesn't really give you reason to see her again because this is kind of like an outlet thing of the Flash's doing, right? And she exists in the movies because of that. Then you see her in this role, and you want her as more. You want to see her more. You want her to exist with Henry Cavill. So, seeing that scene at the end, I'm sure all the while making this movie, the directors, the actors, like, yo, that Henry Cavill and her got to be on screen together. So I think if we get the Muschietti cut, it's gonna just fully fledge that relationship and her as Supergirl. Like that's one thing. Henry Cavill did get to experience the Superman, and he is Superman for so many people around the world. And the whole hype of being Superman, I don't really think that she got to experience what it means to be Supergirl and what that means to be Supergirl for her as a person, and who she is outside of the movies. So, and what she represents and who she represents and all of that. So, I think she deserves it, and it's definitely like on the horizon for her to be Supergirl long term. She embodies it, honestly.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah, 100%. Because I mean, she was supposed to be in Man of Steel too. Like I'm
Right.
pretty sure she. I mean, that's I think a big reason why Muschietti was set to direct that film.
Right. Which I think, honestly, after seeing this multiple times, he would have done a great job with.
Yeah.
It's tough.
You're always gonna get Bruce with the mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I just love how Batman just slowly starts helping him with more and more things. First, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna help you get Supergirl, or I guess technically, I'm gonna just help you get Kal-El. Then I'm gonna just help you get your powers back. Then and then all of a sudden he's helping him fight Zod.
Yeah.
What else is he gonna do?
That this little sequence is a ode to Man of Steel fly scene.
Oh yeah, totally.
Now all of a sudden she's in New Mexico
Right.
at Area 51. We're assuming.
I know Ferrero had a lot of stuff cut too.
I know. Yeah. Release the
Well,
Fiora.
because one thing I talk about Fiora in this movie, she's basically like the cartoon. You know how like in like an animated series of an episode, they'll have the character awkwardly not talk because they couldn't pay for the voice actor.
You're right. NPC.
That's what Pharaoh is in this movie, basically.
I wish they would have recreated the fence a little bit. the scene of Man of Steel right there. It looks kind of empty, but we all know
I mean,
the reason for that.
It's still an altered timeline, though, so not
Yeah.
everything's going to be exactly.
No, I get you.
I love the satellite.
That
Kite.
But you can definitely tell there's supposed to be more right there with like Supergirl and Zod.
Mm.
Yeah, that's actually a good point, Sin Havoc.
Joker knows about the spaghetti.
But yeah, you know, it's what I was going to say earlier is that, well, a little earlier when it was relevant to the conversation, but like Flash is probably very important to the sequels because he's the one who's actually going to undo the timeline. He's the one who has that ability.
Exactly.
Yep, you're right.
Thanks, Bruce, for your reality input real quick.
Hey, you're the one who offered to help.
For the record, I think this is insane.
I love the look of concern.
I know, yeah.
Slack.
And he's done some crazy shit.
Right. They did a great job, like homaging this moment, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
From the comic. Like, once again, say what you want, but these effects look amazing.
Well, that's the thing. It's like people, they want to pick like the one effect of the movie that didn't look good instead of like the millions of effects that do.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, I've seen Marvel get away with much more than this.
Oh, yeah. 10 times.
Hopefully not Anthony Starr's in Havoc, because I've seen that fan casting way too much. See, this is where we need a little bit more right here, because how does Supergirl know what to do?
Super hairy.
She just saw the bet. She probably just did everything right there. Just thinking about it.
Fair
On the
enough.
way in, saw the kite thing. What is he doing? All right.
X-ray vision. Super hairy.
Right. Circuits fried. She heard everything on the way in.
Okay, I'll give that a pass then. But I still feel like, you know, maybe like in a director's cut, just like a little second of like her like hearing, or, you know, just
Yeah.
like a,
You want more? You want more Sasha Calle? I love it back then.
Oh, I love how it shows the effects from the lightning now on them.
Yeah, you can see the scars.
Okay, so I guess according to Sin Havoc, if there is a Affleck movie, it won't be Matt Damon won't be a Batman villain, because he'll be Reverse Flash.
I was hearing that Jessica Chastain was rumored as a variant female Reverse Flash, but there would be two, I think, because she's always in his movies, usually, somehow.
In Matt Damon's movies?
No, Muschietti.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. They're good friends.
Well, that's how it works. You know, you like a cast, you use them.
I love this. It's like the Adam. Give him the spark of life.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Do you?
So good.
And I thought of a way they could still do the Flashpoint timeline without being redundant. Is basically it could just be one of Barry's failed attempts to stop the Nightmare timeline. Is that they just end up in like the more traditional Flashpoint timeline.
Yeah.
And then Batman could actually meet his father. So instead of the letter, you actually see them face to face.
JDM.
Oh, really, Sin Havoc? So her character was actually cut. Did she film scenes?
Oh wow.
Are you saying she filmed scenes, or they just didn't get to filming? Because she filmed scenes, released a Muschietti cut,
Yeah.
or sell Muschietti cut to Netflix.
Here we go. Flash ray. You're irresistible.
And Andy Muschietti, didn't he like show an image of this in the early promotion of like the Flash Batman combo suit?
Yes, he did. Which you have a hat of, right, Batman?
Yes.
I love that. I love the like combination of the Flash and Batman so much.
It looks better when you're not looking at it on the camera. Unfortunately, StreamYard doesn't really capture it well, but
Oof.
Her suit looks great.
It does. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Thomas and Martha Joker. I heard y'all talking about Laura Cohen earlier. Would love to see that Joker.
Right, dude? She would be a great Joker.
She wanted to do it too. They talk about it a lot because they're still doing Walking Dead show together. So, her and Negan, which is actually pretty good.
Well, yeah, they're starting a spin-off together.
I've only seen the first season, but so far so good. NYC up there in the Northeast.
Hell yeah. She's so like malevolent, but also passionate in the way that Kryptonians were in like Man of Steel, and like fierce the Kryptonian women were that you see in the Cal family, or the L family, I should say.
That's why Henry said she made him proud. You know,
Right.
he said it apparently.
She even speaks like it a little bit different, like more benevolent, majestic.
Andy Muschietti did his homework. He directed them. He knew he and the actors worked together to, again, make this film feel like it fits in Snyder's world as much as possible.
Right.
Honestly, the only thing that does not fit in Snyder's world to me is Henry Allen. To me, they could have just... Honestly, I think they should have just cut him from the movie. They couldn't get the actor, but that's just my opinion. I don't think he was in it.
Yeah.
Very too.
Forgot about Iris pretty quickly there, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh my God! Do we marry her? Sure.
It's a key point. So sick. I just noticed how cool she looked in that slow-mo before she was punching. She was like this. That was sick.
Like Zach says, the simple answer is slow-mo is awesome.
Yep.
It is.
Easily the coolest thing. Why do they use it in every music video? Oh, because it's sick.
Yeah, it's been
They
him.
had-
It's making me depressed here, seeing what we lost.
Yep. Battle.
Why is he gotta look at him like that, bro?
Can't turn that neck. Look at that
That's just
shot
hilarious.
of the headphones.
Oh, that's sick.
Zod.
You know, I still think Michael Shannon still gives a pretty good performance, even though he kind of admitted he didn't really want to be there. But he's still, I still think he does a good job in this movie.
Yeah.
I got a kick out of seeing him. I enjoyed it.
It's okay, Sin Havoc. It's okay. Don't worry. It's fine. And I think they even used the same actor for that guy too. The big grunt Kryptonian.
Namek. Space Giant and
Namek. Okay, Namek.
Punch him.
Duh.
A lot of people think they inserted that line in just to promote the Barbie movie that was going to be out.
It did get a kick in my theaters.
Yeah, well, screw that Barbie movie for throwing needless shade at the Snyder cuts. And also
That
for
movie-
Issa Rae being employed in that movie, too.
Yeah. That movie was overhyped.
Oh, yeah, Austin, when I went to the Warner Brothers studio tour, I actually took a picture of me sticking my middle finger up at President Barbie.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. I even showed it in that stream Josh and I did.
History repeats itself. Look at like all the destruction around them.
I know, it's crazy.
See, I love the way that Michael Shannon delivers that line. It's like a, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a subtle, like think of him as like a subject as opposed to as a person.
Yeah.
Well, Zod, you know, he was all about his people, right? So in this universe, he probably didn't want to do, but he thought he needed to do that for everyone else.
Yeah, and thank God they had the breathers because they had an easy way to hide their faces because they wear
Yeah.
the breathers in this movie the whole time to hide the fact that they're older.
Nice.
The tornado, the flash nado.
The double team dropkick.
Which Ezra actually talked about in the Cut DC fandom hype for the Flash movie. He talked about making a tornado.
Emperor.
Emperor. Hashtag justice for fives. But yeah, Emperor.
She slows it down, saves guys, and then
But I
super
wanted,
mad. Yeah.
I wanted to see the whole, like, apparently Mikey said there was like whole more savage scenes where they were.
Yeah, she fucked up a bunch of Kryptonians.
Tornado twins, right, Qatar?
We need that Muschietti cut so
I
bad.
know.
I mean, I'll be honest. I think in some ways we almost have a better chance of getting the Muschietti cut than we do the Ayer cut at this point. Because I don't think any actor's going to hold back the Muschietti cut, whereas the Ayer cut, there's an actor holding it back.
Oh yeah. Unfortunately.
You know, never mind the fact that, you know, this director is the reason why she's a star in the first place. Never mind that, but
This is probably where she goes ham in
Yeah.
those scenes.
Batter up. Clothesline. So good.
Ideally, that goes right through his heart or something. Boom.
I got hyped seeing this scene in the trailer. I was like, oh shit.
Oh.
Bane.
don't do it.
History repeats itself.
And I'm sure there was another certain studio head's note to kill that guy off and for him to not come back.
Yeah.
Because he's famously spoken out against both Tim Burton and Christopher Nolan, their Batman films. And yet somehow he's head of DC. Yes, DC talk. It was going to be Brainiac and the Kryptonians from the Phantom Zone. I mean, I don't know in this current version we were about to get from with Andy Muschietti, but Zack Snyder's plan that was
Oh.
yeah, there's the same Man of Steel too. They don't need to be alive.
The Codex. Very
Now that's a
Batman. Oh, Bruce, you bastard.
Yeah, I'm still a little confused about that DC talk. I think it could just be that Paramount just rented out their studio to Warner Brothers, the way Warner Brothers does with other studios.
You said it, Batman. I was actually going to leave a voice message about that, but yes, you're correct. I've been to Paramount Studios, and they all the studios work together, essentially, in Hollywood. Some studios are better at one thing, like sound. Some are better at space, like lots. Some are better at effects. So they all work together to make movies. So you never know.
But, you know, I actually am excited for the day that the Superman movie premieres, because that's going to be the day that One Punch Man premieres.
Yes, it is. July 11th, 2025. A new universe in the multiverse.
And Zod Writer is even dedicating the movie to James Gunn's dad.
Can't wait. Like, the effects, like everything going on, like it's so it's so wild.
Trying to change different things.
Please take him out. And this was very like Man of Steel, like jumping on the.
Yeah, the thing. Pushing them out.
You're lucky you have that installed, Bruce.
Yeah, what the fuck? Move.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, I love this scene.
Yeah.
Collaborative fight scene.
Super.
Swaven.
He wants a high five. That's what I don't know if that's what he's asking for, a high five. Like,
I thought he was waving. He was smiling. Hi.
could be one of those two. Could be either one, honestly.
Zod. You bastard.
Yeah. But Zod is still a superior fighter.
Yep. Tactician.
Like, the reason why Clark wanted Man of Steel was because he was more used to his powers.
Where did you train? On a farm.
See, since this is an altered timeline, could you imagine the origin that Zack's would give Sasha Calle Supergirl?
Yeah, he would have done an amazing job, and the suit would have been even better, probably.
Yeah, I mean, Jared Leto was way better in the Snyder Cut than Studio Squad. Like, even his look I like better. I mean, I'll be honest, I can barely tell those two are the same Joker like the same actor.
Bruce, one last ride. Maybe some other time.
Huh.
I love how he like charges his foot back.
So, all right, I'm gonna help.
Gotta do it right. That shot is out of Injustice 2 when Flash does his finishing move. Very
Oh, nice.
Very, very big homage to that.
See, that's one thing that both Andy Muschietti and Zack Snyder do very well, paying homage to other iterations.
He's like, oh, I kind of like this thing.
Yeah, Kryptonian metal.
And Zack explained Kryptonian metals do harm Kryptonians in his universe.
Yep.
So that's why they were able to harness the codex through Sasha Calle's skin.
Yeah, because Zack doesn't want people to just be able to buy kryptonite at Walmart like the way all these other iterations do. It's like just...
Barry. E.
Well, good night, the Curly Ray. Just make sure you
Jimmy.
finish the movie tomorrow. Give Netflix.
Good night, Jimmy, man. I appreciate you being here and hanging out with us, Curly Ray, and giving us your takes as we watch The Flash. I'm zoning into this movie, been really trying to enjoy it. So I haven't been talking much because I haven't seen it in a little bit, and I really just love this movie. And man, I just appreciate everyone joining me to do this on my channel and rewatch The Flash. I hope that Jimmy enjoyed this as well when he was here. And enjoy your Thanksgiving. Thank you for saying have a wonderful Thanksgiving to us. And we got more to do. So enjoy your time, your downtime, and be ready to go back to work after the holiday. But enjoy your Thanksgiving in the meantime, brother.
Yeah.
Shout out
All
Jimmy.
right. Yep. We got a big trending day coming up next week.
Hell yeah.
And I'll have to be doing a lot of scheduled posts because I got work and band rehearsal that day. But that's nice that you can schedule stuff.
It doesn't end up nicely on a Sunday like it did for 11/17.
Yeah, it's definitely nice when the training days are on weekends.
Yeah.
Although 214 is on Friday next year, so that's an easier day to take off at
Let's
least.
say, sounds like a day off to me.
Yeah. Long weekend. Oh, Barry.
I know. Evil Barry. It's from Mom.
That transition.
Crazy.
Look how he
The real
commands.
bad guy of the movie.
Yeah.
Kind of a version of Future Flash in a way.
No, Barry.
I mean, his power is just like drawing everything else, that shouldn't be there. So he's super
Yeah,
powerful.
it's a gravitational pull.
Yeah. Space time continuum is really angry.
It's its own dimension, bro.
See, I can't even tell that's Ezra, honestly.
Whoa.
Whoa. So now Ezra's in 3 roles in this movie.
Yeah. Could
And
you
the
imagine
same-
if they really tried to cut Ezra out of this movie with another actor?
There was no way.
Yeah, it was more likely they're going to either shelve or put the movie on stream before cutting Ezra out.
Just when you thought this movie couldn't get any bigger, here comes different movie universes. And
Yeah,
Jake
TV
Garrick
series.
Earth 2.
and TV series. You're right, Batman.
Because I did watch the George Reeves Superman when I was younger. So I can't go over that coincidence. There's George Reeves and Christopher Reeve, both Superman.
Bro,
Crazy.
I don't know how people hated on this. I don't think it looks bad.
I loved actually Helen Slater's Supergirl.
Yeah, I don't think it looks bad at all.
And I love seeing them together for the first time. I was just like, hell yes.
I don't think it doesn't look bad, honestly. I think it's just because like what I've heard is like the Reeves family wasn't really informed on it or something.
That's fair. But I mean, I'm sure they signed off on name, image, and likeness, so they can't really do anything about it.
The giant spider.
And I also like this part. Sorry, Nick Cage, that you didn't like it, but I thought it was sick. And I thought you looked dope.
Yeah.
I mean, I was surprised that they actually did it.
Because I think that was like Kevin Smith's crap Superman script or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Superman Lives.
See, Circumstances of Society, it is cool seeing all the different DC iterations, and this is what people need to realize. They wanted to focus on like the stuff the general audience would really recognize.
Mm.
Sorry, CW stands. The Flash is not as widely recognized as you would like.
No, Bad Dan. According to Stephen Amell, when people think of DC,
Get the fuck out of here.
There was no need for him to score straight at the Snyder cut. Actually, I know I told you, Josh, but when I was in college and was more of a drinker back then, I actually got into a drunk argument with Stephen Amell on Facebook.
I think, yeah, you've told me that. I mean, I love that. I love that man, but yeah, he has some dong takes sometimes.
He's very full of himself.
Yeah,
like Stephen Amell is very
Fucking black hole attack. I'm just realizing what that was.
Oh yeah, like the little like triangle.
There's a black hole around his wrist, dude.
Like how powerful is Dark Flash?
I know, dude.
If you just wouldn't have done that, I think you'd be
Killed himself. How powerful would he be?
Yeah. Cause this whole freaking collapse, dude. He's such a beloved character too. To like sacrifice.
I know.
That's what I love, like young Barry's character development too. Into this goofy kid into an actual hero.
Right. Making the ultimate sacrifice.
And save the world. The worlds, the multiverse. Remember how this movie was supposed to reset everything?
You're right. That's why I loved it so much, Bad Dan. When me and Sky saw the test screening versions, I was so excited just because it was scary, hearing about the initial plans and the Hamadaverse and the all-female Justice League and all that, and then seeing how it all played out, I was like, shit, could have been worse.
Yeah, could have been way worse.
Although, to be honest, if Justice League was canon to this movie, I would definitely be okay if it did really do that reset. Because then it's like, okay, well, you reset that universe. Who cares?
Exactly.
Right.
Besides, Zach Distance, I mean, there was a reason Zach Distance himself, his cut from the DCEU, he made a point in doing that. Because he knew it would be easier to get his story completed if it was no longer connected to the DCEU.
Mm-hmm.
Put his freaking name on it. Like a boss.
They stopped making it.
Mm.
This scene gets me every time.
Aw. Great performance.
Another one of the best scenes in the movie. Just the emotion, like the sacrifice that Barry has to make. Ezra Miller delivers that so well. Oh, Muschietti.
Muschietti.
A scene directed by Ezra Miller, even.
Yes, very true. So sorry. I'm so sorry.
Barry, what did you do?
Move the tomatoes.
Technically, Barry could have saved his father without changing the timeline. He could just, like, taken a camera from the present, secretly film it, and then, like, rediscover that camera in the present. Then he's technically not changing the timeline. Anyway, that's what I would have done. Oh, there's Barry again.
Yep. Ed Wade, I believe his name is. Ed Wade.
Hasn't he responded to some of your posts, Josh?
He has. He actually, when we did our watch along, he thanked us personally.
That's cool.
Yeah, cool guy. Uncooked the spaghetti.
Gotham Pizzeria. I just saw it in the background.
Yeah, that's what I was like, okay, well, I'm guessing Gotham just kind of franchised out.
Yeah, sad thing is Kirstie Clemens that she's done with Iris, that she wouldn't come back, but
we'll see.
Hey,
money can change everything.
Of course, it always does. Look at RDJ.
Let's just see if Zach can get Jason Momoa and Amber Heard to work together again. That's the real challenge.
I'm sure she probably has bills for her kiddo to pay, so money talks.
Money talks.
Money talks.
Unless you're Warner Brothers. Then you hire the guy who loses money.
Called failing upward back then. See it all the time. This guy knows about money. Who the fuck is this? I was shocked. My audience every time fell for this, and they really loved it. You're not Batman. Now this was stupid. Turn it off now.
Yeah.
Turn it off.
Okay, so we're skipping the end scene then, right?
Yeah, I watched the credits though because I like this part.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Shout out to this movie even being made.
Yeah, shout out to this movie. Like the first Flash movie, the one that
Fuck you, Hamada and Tommy Emmerich. I had to do this to the screen when it popped up. They tried to tank this movie so many times in production, pre-production. The fact
three
that
different
it even
regimes. Three different regimes.
three different regimes, 3 different movies. The overall thing from the people and the audience was that we wanted a Flash movie and we wanted Ezra Miller to play it as the Flash. We finally got that. Like, I can't say I'm disappointed. Could it have been a better Flash movie and been more faithful to the Flash? Absolutely. But that's not necessarily how movies are made, by being the most faithful to whatever they're being made for. Like, it has to be entertaining. It has to slap everyone's hands on the way through. And the director and the production team, they have to find a way to navigate that. And somehow, some way, here we are. We got Michael Keaton in the movie to return as Batman, and we got Ezra Miller being the Flash. Like, that's pretty freaking awesome. And as far as complaining about everything else, it's like, just rest my case on that. Like, let me see the Muschietti cut, and I'll be fine. Like, and I'll deal with this one just as I deal with the Suicide Squad. It is what it is. They'll have their
2016, you mean, right?
26. Yeah, I said, yeah, sorry. 2016 Suicide. I don't even, that's Studio Squad for me. That is, I don't think it's necessarily a bad movie, 2016 Suicide Squad. I enjoyed it for what it's worth. I enjoyed the lore around it and the time around it. Like, I just wish we could have had that environment also for this movie, and I think it would have done just as well. Because that we didn't know how much Suicide Squad was cut up and revisioned and all revised. And of every movie we've ever seen before Zack Snyder's Justice League and Man of Steel and BVS, like, we didn't know all the fucking revisions to those movies either, but we still went and we enjoyed them, and we wanted to see more of whatever that movie was. So if we didn't know and there wasn't a whole, I don't know, cabal and this weird, like, online deep state to just ruin everything that went with this movie, I feel like it would have done just as well as Suicide Squad 2016. Again, if not better, everything would have sold much more. Like, there would have been more hype around it, and I feel like they would have had no choice but to greenlight a Flash 2, and then at that point, do we get just Flash movie instead of the Flash movie? It's because they went from Suicide Squad to the Suicide Squad, so maybe that's what we get. But I'm glad that that's not the path that it's taken. And in that same breath, I'm glad that we had to take the path to get to where we are now, because you have the directors and the actors and the producers go through what they go through, and they're not gonna accept the same BS. Like, they're gonna come back only if the situation's right, and it's incumbent upon the people, the money makers, the paper signers. It's incumbent upon those people to make the situation right, to get everybody back, to make more money. Like, that is, the bottom line of all this is it can make money. And WB, your Flash movie could have made way more money if you didn't have the head guy at the top, taking it himself, and then having other people within the company and outside the company online and paying for online people to sabotage it and go out of their way to sabotage it, reversing scenes and whatnot. So that it makes it seem like the Flash is putting a baby in a microwave. Like the unfaithfulness that the media and independent people had online about this movie, it was just blasphemous. It's asinine. And it sucks that it went through that, because I know there's so many people who aren't Flash fans, who weren't DC fans, Ben Affleck, Batman fans, that saw all that stuff and they're like, all right, guess I'm not gonna see it. I guess this movie does suck. Like, I guess they shouldn't have made this movie. And if you just took that at face value, that's what you got. Obviously, all of us, we didn't take it at face value. So we went and saw it, and we were pleasantly surprised with a lot of stuff. Like I was watching this whole movie, like, oh shit, they made Zack Snyder's Justice League canon. Like, why are we why is anybody complaining about this movie? Obviously, there's certain things that could have been better, but you got to give them some leeway, give them some grace. The creators, the CGI artists of the movie. So yeah, I don't know why there was this pariah around this movie, other than to try and take it to unfaithfully make this movie out to be something that it's not. And this will have the same effect like BVS. And we saw it, we called it out when it was happening. It's gonna happen again. But it's gonna have the same BVS effect, where like people are gonna watch it years from now and be like, oh damn, this is way better than I thought it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I can't say it's on the same level as BVS, not at all, but it's gonna have the same effect, necessarily. So yeah, I think there's so much more potential for Flash, his universe that was created in this little thing, the other characters that were in this movie as well, the side characters. Like, there's a lot more that we can get from a Flash universe, and more that he can give to the DC extended universe, Snyderverse, as a whole. So I don't see why we don't bring Ezra Miller back. He's been exonerated on the charges. He did whatever he needed to do to get over whatever he was convicted of, which I'm not even sure what it was of, if anything, because most of his charges were dropped. So what are we doing? What are we doing? You know, like we really need to give the people who are the best at their jobs the ability to do their jobs. And Ezra Miller is one of the best actors of our generation. Flat out. Like, let's full stop. Like, everything you've seen him in, he has been great, whether it be Harry Potter, whether it be DC, whether it be anything that's like small and independent. Like, he always puts his heart and soul into the projects as an artiste. And I feel like if we're gonna try and cancel people out of roles, we're just gonna end up with nobody good enough to do the roles, and all these movies are gonna suck, and Hollywood's gonna tank, just like it is. So if we can give people second chances like we usually do in America, I think Ezra Miller is the embodiment of like Americans, and in general, you know, like, we're kind of a rowdy bunch, we're eclectic, we have many different beliefs in many different areas, we want to help people all over the world, but at the same time we live here and we care about our family, and that's what Ezra does. Like, he does all those things. He's an American through and through, and as an American, we believe in second chances, we believe in a comeback story, and Ezra Miller has all of the makings of a comeback story, comeback kid. So hold on a second, I gotta stop the movie now. My boy Ezra's carrying Jason Momoa out of a bar because Aquaman 3 was canceled. But let me get off of that.
Good idea. I'll stop it.
Yeah, let me stop that real quick. Stop my rant. But yeah, that's my piece in this movie, man. I couldn't, for what it is, I couldn't love it more. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, before this movie, I was so mad that Michael Keaton was gonna be in it. But now that he's in it, and everything that they did to faithfully bring him back and not just make it a money grab, like, they made it part of the story. They made me feel like I could show this to my dad and he'd be like, oh, let's go. You know, like, the interconnecting of multi generations is a big, want and a big task for Hollywood nowadays. Show us something that we can relate to, and that's something that's definitely relatable. Um, you know, the different references in these movies that are mixed up and jumbled up, like they did such a great job with just being a pop culture movie for our time. Um, and I always forget it, but now I'm gonna try and get it to stick in my head. But they tried, I think, to like start a cultural phenomenon and a new word with it beeves, and we gotta try to start using that, bro. We gotta say it beeves, bro. But what are your feelings on this right now, Bad Dan, and how are you feeling about the DC universe as a whole?
Well, after seeing this movie, is that I'm pumped. It shows that again, the fact that Netflix has this movie on their platform right now, has Snyder's Cast on their platform, is great. It's really amazing seeing this movie and showing the potential that this universe really had. And we are going to fight for this universe no matter what, because we want to see more. And I know people may think only ZSJL 2 and 3 is realistic, but here's the thing. We don't know what's going to happen with this other DC projects. And let's just say certain projects fail. My opinion, Warner Brothers, they're going to want to take a break. But in the meantime, they're going to want to license out projects and make some money. And if when ZSJL 2 and 3 does well on Netflix, you don't think they're going to want to do more? You think they might, they hear about this Muschietti cut? Wait, this movie that's already filmed? Let's show that. And Netflix, I do want to point out, Netflix is not afraid of Ezra Miller because Lethal Geeks was showing Zack Snyder's Justice League internationally. And the first clip, like, how like Netflix shows like the clips from the movie when you are about to click on them? The first clip they show is Ben Affleck and Ezra Miller. Like, if they were really so afraid of Ezra Miller, why are they putting him in the forefront? You could have it's a Justice League movie. There's no reason to do that. It's not like the Flash movie where Ezra's the star. You can't really do that. Justice League, they could have easily done that. There's 6 characters. But no, they chose to show it because, again, they know the BS. And as Mikey Sutton said, if you don't like Ezra Miller, tough. Because you're right, Austin. Everyone deserves a comeback story. And Zack Snyder's going to be that one to give Ezra Miller his comeback story. Because Zack Snyder sticks up for his friends. Unlike other directors, Zack Snyder sticks up for his friends. He'll work with the people. I mean, he defended Amber Heard for crying out loud. I mean, I didn't see. I'll be honest. Even I didn't see that one coming. But it shows
Didn't have that on your bingo card.
Yeah, I thought for sure she'd get recast. But I mean, and two, Zack Snyder has defended Ezra Miller, and keep in mind, Zack's working for Netflix, so he can't. He has to be careful with what if he felt like that was going to damage his relationship with Netflix, he wouldn't say that. He would if he thought that he couldn't use Amber Heard again, he wouldn't be like, "Oh yeah, I'd work with Amber Heard again." Absolutely, he wouldn't be defending Ezra Miller if he thought that he couldn't work with Ezra Miller again. And keep in mind, Mikey scooped Zack working with Ezra Miller before Chase Iron Eyes retracted his statement. A year before that. So the only thing that has actually changed since Mikey scooped it is stuff in Ezra Miller's favor. So absolutely, it can happen. It will happen. Ezra will get work again, and that's why, again, I'm really pumped right now because I really do think good things are going to happen soon because Warner Brothers needs money, the story needs to be finished, and if it's sold, James Gunn can't do anything about it, and that's what but that's what I like about it. It's not about asking for a universe to fail to get ZSJL 2 and 3. I mean, obviously, again, certain spin-offs, that's up to debate what universes need to do well, but for ZSJL 2 and 3, nothing else needs to fail. It can succeed or fail on its own merits. We're just concerned about seeing the conclusion to the story we love, to see all the characters get their conclusions wrapped up properly. Ezra Miller as Flash, Ray Fisher as Cyborg, Jason Momoa as Aquaman, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, Ben Affleck as Batman, Henry Cavill as Superman, the one who was announced to come back and then told he's no longer coming back. Any company that thinks that's a good business you can't trust them. So
that's why we just got to keep doing what we're doing. We got to keep doing these engagement events. And also, just reminder: 300 is on Netflix. Zack Snyder's most famous movie is on Netflix right now. So,
Little hint, hint.
gotta watch that.
Absolutely.
And yeah, at the end, just show love for Zack Snyder. Show love for all his work, and show love for the actors too. Ben Affleck has R.I.P. coming out on Netflix, and
We're gonna be
see
doing
that
watch longs. We're gonna be doing watch longs for sure, for sure. Yeah, I mean, and the engagement goes every week, not just when we do these little pop up watch longs. We do the engagement every weekend on Sky's channel for the cartoons and cereal. You're there every weekend, Josh, and Bat. Then you guys are there every weekend, and what you said about Ezra being shown on Netflix and them not being afraid is like they've been the one company to not be afraid in a lot of these things. Like they might they might skirt the lines of PC and all that, but at the same time they've also been the company kind of pushing the edge and pushing the envelope. And people were like, "Oh my God, Netflix! I can't believe you did that! I can't believe you did that!" And we need that. I heard a statement from an older gentleman. I was online somewhere, but he was just like, we don't want to be troublemakers necessarily. We want to be good troublemakers. We want to make good trouble, because you don't want to be somebody who's constantly conforms and constantly bows down to the company line and doesn't stray out of the bounds that you're given. But you want to be somebody who can work within those lines, but also make good trouble for when you need it, for when you need to push past those boundaries and you need to move the envelope to a different area. And that's what Netflix does. They're making that good trouble that we need. Like, oh no, Netflix is streaming sports now. Oh no, they have live events. Oh no, they're all around the world. Oh no, they got Zack Snyder. Oh no, what if they buy DC? Oh, no. And then
rumor has it,
when you get those things, you get those possibilities coming up. You have the other side of the coin who's trying to, say that these are the lines, these are the boundaries, and because they create them, or they think that they create them, and they think that they have the control. So when Netflix goes to buy DC, they're like, no, Netflix can't buy DC. No way. There's no chance. They'll never be able to do it. Blah, 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 blah. Because they don't want Netflix to buy DC. And what it means when Netflix does buy DC, to them, what that means is obviously detrimental to so many degrees, to their reality, to their worldview, to their access, to, like, again, their control. And that's a lot of what this boils down to. And a lot of people, when they call us things and they say we do things and we gatekeep and all we want is control and credit, it's like usually the people pointing the finger are pointing three back in themselves. So you should just, when we're not the ones calling it out, we're simply just saying, hey, we believe we see you doing this. And if we say that and they retort with violence or the subsequent of violence online, and they harass us and they say all sorts of things about us, you should probably say, oh yeah, what they said was probably true, because obviously somebody who's defensive has a reason to be defensive. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say about that point. But Josh, what are your thoughts watching the Flash movie again after who knows how long, a couple months probably since the last watch along we did? And how are you feeling about DC as a whole right now?
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. I replayed it again. I'm seeing Batfleck fly through the streets of Gotham.
Of course. Replay. I love
that. Ezra doing his thing. And I love this movie, y'all. And so I appreciate you guys rejoining. Austin, you creating the trifecta, completing the circuit, so we could,
we got arc our enemies.
But no, this movie, it really did. I try to be 100% honest. That's all I can do. When I saw it, I was scared, like you said, Austin, recapping everything that we heard about it, and I was that video I got trolled about from bots and stuff, where I came out of the theater wearing my Flash get up and
Yep.
was really excited, and antis couldn't handle it, right? And so I didn't care. Like, I thank you, Austin, for coming to my aid to some of the
Hell yeah,
antis on my
dude.
Twitter, Mama Bear too, some other people as well. I really appreciate you guys as a community, because like Austin, you were just trying to help me enjoy something that I loved. It happened to be one of your favorite superheroes, Barry Allen. But yeah, that's all we wanted, is something good. Like you said, it could have been something else, right? But this is the movie we got, and I was very pleasantly surprised. I'm watching the baby scene right now. Other than the baby's faces, the CGI looks immaculate to me.
Right.
Looks really fucking awesome. I don't get some of the criticisms, and like you said, Austin, it's just going to age very well as time goes on. We've been Sin Havoc's been saying we've been making noise for cartoons and cereal thanks to our engagement, and this event is also one of I think we all had one watch along for the Flash movie.
I had to complete it. Finally did it.
I did one, and you did one, Austin. And
Right,
this isn't exactly Snyderverse, right? But it basically is. And this is a stepping stone for us to engage with in order to see this bad boy on Netflix. He just arrived today. So as much as I love Dark Flash, we got to see. There he is. Yes, Batman.
You bastard. Here's mine. Just kidding. Yo.
Synchronize, Austin.
Sick. Damn, I need to get mine now. Shit.
But
that's epic, dude.
We make noise though,
Right.
I think it's very interesting that as soon as the Flash went to streaming services, it's on Netflix.
And hold on. For people who didn't know, you guys just showing your Dark Side figurines. When were those released?
I just got mine today.
2024.
2000.
DC. That's not a Netflix toy. That's not an HBO Max toy. That's a DC figure of Darkseid. Flip it around. What's that picture from? Oh, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like, that was sold this year, a few months ago. Not even. So that's huge as to what it means to DC. So yeah, continue on, my friend.
Yeah, no, and so I'm just saying, like, this, I know some people, this is not their favorite movie, right? But it has one of the actors who is in one of our favorite movies, right? And it has multiple actors. It has Guy Scott. It has
shit, Alfred.
Alfred's in it, right? We see
and
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, Jason Momoa, General Zod.
Mm-hmm.
We don't count Jason Momoa. No, we don't count Jason. That's not a part of this movie, bro.
Well, the pointing is what I'm referring to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
Not Jason Momoa.
I retract my statement.
But I love Sasha Calle. I loved Nora Allen. I actually did. I would prefer our Henry Allen, but I liked the performance Ron Livingston gave.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. So like you said, Bat Dan, the performances in this movie, all amazing. General Zod was the menace that I wanted him to be. Dark Flash was amazing, in my opinion. I wanted to see more of him, but the cameos too, also, like you said, Austin, cross generations. I took my entire family to see this, and everyone enjoyed it. Like she was 5 at the time. My 5-year-old niece, 5-year-old niece saw it, loved it. My mom, my sister, my 87-year-old grandfather got a kick out of seeing George Reeves, Christopher Reeve, Helen Slater, and then all the other, Adam West little cameos, and seeing Michael Keaton back in the suit, right? And so this is the 35th anniversary of Batman 89. So I think it's great that we're revisiting this and paying homage to, the DC of the past that, in my opinion, meant something, right? And that's all we're trying to do is like keep DC, from being diluted and going into this spaghetti verse where we know where things are going to go. So, we keep engaging, we keep fighting the good fight. And I think by engaging with content like this, with a platform like Netflix, we're being heard, we're making noise, and we're getting back to work right after the holidays, like Austin said. So I hope everyone here is enjoying their holiday time, but then, like you said, back to work ASAP. Release the haircuts coming on Netflix, so we got to get ready. schedule tweets.
Schedule tweets 12-5. What were you gonna say back then?
We do not move trending days, though. Unlike we do not care if a certain other project is out that day. We do not give a shit.
The whole reason why we're doing this trending day is because Release the Air Cut decided to move their originally planned day because of the release of, was it Creature Commandos?
Yeah, that garbage.
They, again, we're not going to repeat history and repeat the same mistakes twice. If you fool me once, shame on you. If you fool me twice, shame on me. And this is fool me twice when we move our trending day again, because originally when this James Gunn's The Suicide Squad was coming out, we had a Restore the Snyderverse trending day completely planned out, and the powers that be at that point decided, no, we should move this day because it's going to fall on the same day that James Gunn's The Suicide Squad is released. And the reasoning is that we want to show grace. We want to show good grace. We want to be friends. We want to be nice.
Release the Air Cut specifically, David Ayer himself.
David Ayer said that. No, guys, you should move your day. He came in and was like, wait. Don't do this to James. Don't do this. Even though he got fucked around as much as he did. And excuse my French, but that's just the harsh way to put it and the real way to put it for David Ayer. He got effed around with his cut and his movie, and he put on a brave face, and he went all the way through it, and then he tried to get us to toe the company line. Except the majority of us aren't paid actors, and the rest of the people who are don't get paid enough to pay off the rest of us, obviously, because they're always asking for money. So that was a bad plan from the get-go to move that training day. And a lot of people were upset that we did that because they deserve no grace from us, because they gave us no grace, because all they did was try and trash what we wanted and force this bullshit down our throats that nobody asked for. Every time they would announce something and be like, have you ever heard a DC fan ever ask for a fucking Harley Quinn movie and all this other bullshit? Like, no, nobody's asked for a Birds of whatever. I forget what it's called now, because I don't even care.
Fabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn. Birds of Prey and the Fabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn. Who shouldn't even be a star of a Birds of Prey movie.
Listen, I get mad, and I'll say this outright. I get mad that I have to say Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition. I for sure as hell am not saying the emancipation of fuck you, Margot Robbie. I'm not saying all that. Fuck you. That is way too long of a title for your shit ass movie that has no depth in it. So yeah, the fact that they made that movie and acted like people wanted that movie was just the fact that, like, okay, well, why are we going to move our training day and show them grace when this is the only power we have besides our money, which they don't care about anyways, because obviously they kept just putting out more bullshit. It didn't matter if the box office was tanking off the cliff from when Snyder left. It didn't matter at all. So we were going to have a Restore the Snyderverse, Release the Air Cut trending day, the day that the Suicide Squad came out. David Ayer asked us to move it. Obviously, we know the fallout, all that. We had nothing, no hype whatsoever after the movie came out. Nobody was talking about the trending day or Release the Air Cut after that at all. And we were just talking about how bad that movie was. And now here we are again, years later, 5 years later, if not more. And we have a plan, or they have a plan. Release the Ayer Cut themselves. This is not us. This is not Zack Snyder's Cell Movement. Not me, Sky, Leon, Necron, anybody over here, Syndicate Network. Release the Ayer Cut is planning with all the Restore the Snyderverse people a trending day for Release the Ayer Cut 12/5. That was their plan. And then all of a sudden, they have released that information. They put a poster out for it. They told everyone 12/5. We'll see you then. Release the Ayer Cut. Blah, blah, blah. We're all like, yeah, cool. We'll do it too. We'll do our Release the Ayer Cut. Type it out, and then we'll hashtag our hashtags. We'll join in with you guys. And then they decided, oh, wait a second. Creature Commandos is coming on 12/5. We should move this so it's not conflating with the Creature Commandos release. We should move this and give it its own time and give them their fair share and their fair start to their universe. So they did it again. They're trying to do it again and make the Zack Snyder fandom and every DCEU fandom, David Ayer fandom irrelevant. And we're not going to let it happen. And we're not letting it happen. And then this is all out of Sky seeing everyone be like, oh, here we go again, huh? We're going to move our training day once again? Nah, we're nobody's pawn, as DC Talk quickly put it and so rightly put it. Rafa, thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here. I hope I caught you before you left. Have a great night if it's pretty late to where you're at. But that is why we're doing the training day on 12/5. We're not moving the day again. We're not going to bow down to James Gunn again. And we're not going to listen to any corporate overlords that want to tell us what to do because they have a release coming out. Guess what? We don't care. We haven't cared. We've told you for years we haven't cared. And we're still not going to care on the day it comes out because we're going to be doing other shit and telling you what you should have been doing and should have put out for something that you already filmed and don't have to pay that much money for. But you'd rather just throw your money into the fucking trash can and light it on fire and then ask us to bow down to what you want to do. No, fuck you. And fuck everybody else who wants to go along with that fucking like nonsense and be like, oh, we should give them. No, we should not. They deserve no grace. They've earned no grace. They've earned no respect, and they'll get no respect. And that's just how we operate over here. It's either you toe the company line or you toe the line of resistance. And we are the line of resistance until we're the company line. Until they change stuff around and they want to make money again and they want to actually have the DC fans be a part of their operation and their universe and bring fans in, real fans in, not just paid actors, then we're gonna have to keep our foot firmly on their necks. And it has to be like that, or nothing's gonna get done, and we're gonna go around in circles, and it's gonna be a bunch of bullshit, and we're never gonna get what we want. That just is what it is. And if you don't understand that, I apologize for how forceful it may seem to you. But we've been here for so damn long, and we've done so damn much. We don't have time nor the patience to mess around or have debates about what's right and what's wrong. Guess what? We figured it out and we're doing it. So you either get on the train or you're wind against the sails or you're water in the river. Like, you're going to be pushing us forward or pulling us back. Whatever you want to do, but we're going to be going the way we want to go, whether you like it or not.
Truth.
Well said, Austin. Why should we show grace to the man who took Henry Cavill away, who publicly humiliated Henry Cavill? Gunn didn't show Henry Cavill grace. Why are we treating Gunn better than he treated all of us?
He took Henry out of this movie too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
100%.
Shot scenes.
Even the reshoots. They filmed reshoots for this movie.
Gal Gadot's in the ending with Sasha Calle and Michael Keaton. They all survived.
Right. And isn't it odd that Ayer is posting all these like little hints about the Paramount Vault and talking about Suicide Squad back in 2016? Isn't it very interesting that that's happening now, along with seeing Ezra Miller wearing the ring, talks of DC being sold off from Warner Brothers? It seems like we all saw this coming. We all saw the possibilities, saw the writing on the wall, and we just call spade a spade. That just is what it is over here. So thank you for letting me go on that rant. Did you guys have anything to add real quick? Josh, do you want to tell us what's coming up, what you got going on?
No, I just once again thank you for having me, Austin, on the channel. It's always a pleasure.
Yes, it's been too long.
Been too long, and I haven't really got to talk with you, but it's good to see you, man. I hope you have a good week. I hope both of you guys have a great Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for you guys and everything you do for this movement. You're on the right side of history. And everyone in the chat engaging with Netflix, I think we're just doing what we think is the best, most logical option to maintain artistic integrity for the IP that we love. So thank you guys for all engaging with this. I hope you and your family have a very happy Thanksgiving week. weekend, take some time off, relax. If you don't celebrate, just enjoy yourself. And like Austin said, after the holidays, back to work, and I'm ready for it. So thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you, Josh. And Bad Dan, what do you got coming up? What do you want to promo, and what do you got to say before we get out of here?
Well, yeah, so Crime at Christmas Time, that's starting on my channel. I have a planned Lethal Geek or Lethal Weapons watch party with Casello's Way of the Lethal Geek, so be on the lookout for that. And I'll be definitely trying to plan something to hype up the trending event too, because I am all in. I am release the air cut on Netflix. Show support for the story that I love. And again, Austin, thank you again for having me on, and have a bat-tastic day.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. Everybody in the chat, have a fantastic day. I got a special video that's still on here. It's on my channel somehow, so we're going to play it. I think last year, maybe 2 years ago now, I made this for one of our first trending days. It's called Trending With or Without You. And that's, what my statement, what I just said, it goes so perfectly with. Like, you're either with us or you're against us. And whatever side you fall on, it does not deter us or stop us or motivate us to do what we do. Because you have no effect on what we do. We're just going to continue doing us. So thank you, everybody, for being here with me, with Bad Dan, with Josh, for engaging with Netflix. I can't tell you guys how much this means to us, that we have a community that will like, yo, let's activate, boom, and we activate and we do this stuff because Netflix sees it, and Netflix is gonna be like, whoa, what's this weird spike in the Flash movie on a Wednesday night before Thanksgiving? Like, what the hell's all up with that? They see that traffic, and every Saturday when we punch up cartoons and cereal, they see that traffic, and they're gonna go, why is this happening? Why does this continue to happen? And it has a positive effect. There's no doubt in my mind, because we've seen the outcome of the actions that they do. Getting all of DC on Netflix, DCEU, getting the Flash movie on Netflix, keeping Justice League Animated on Netflix. They know what we want, and I firmly believe that behind the scenes, they're continuing to try to get what we want. So we just continue to do what we do. Everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. I'm going to try and stream. If not, this Thanksgiving break again, we're gonna do Syndicate Sports. Is gonna be starting up. We have a new show. I'm gonna call it. It's called Mind the Gap. It's a little betting show, sports show. It's all about the spaces in between in sports that make the story. So I hope that everyone can join me there. If you haven't, please subscribe to this channel. We're gonna have more videos coming out, and please stay tuned. Right now, we're gonna get a trending video. One of the original Cell videos right now. So everybody enjoy. Have a great night and happy Thanksgiving from me and mine to you and yours. Till next time, peace.
And look, like I told you, I have it. So
I reckon you should show it.
What's that?
I reckon you should show it.
See the thorn twist in your side. I wait for you.
There is this. I have this. I don't know if this is helpful. See that?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
and it's Trey of the Batchin.
This is Aubryon.
Tapping in with y'all to let y'all know that.
Sells YesJL to Netflix.
Snyderverse to Netflix.
Sell the Snyderverse to Netflix.
To Netflix needs to be a success because we need a conclusion to the greatest comic book movie story ever told.
Believe.